Hi, everybody. Welcome to No Story is Sacred. If you've never listened before, basically we're four siblings who grew up talking about the art of storytelling. Now that we're adults, we're still talking about it, and we're inviting you to join the conversation. I'm Pippin, and I was a girl the whole time.
I'm Alex, and you gotta appreciate an alien species that creates both the greatest a threat to the universe and a solution to it.
Efficient.
Yeah.
Because of and solution to all life's problems. I'm Brendan, and I'm a space pirate, actually. Hate to tell you guys.
What?
A space pirate or space privateer?
It's a good question. I'm looking for some alien civilization to formally back me. I'm not picky.
Well, do you have a letter of marque from the Space King?
I'm actually looking to work with the Space Queen of England.
Ah.
Nice.
Gotta be legit here.
Yeah.
Oh.
You just gotta.
And Kat is, talking with an ancient alien civilization, as is her wont. So, today we're going to talk about the classic video game series, Metroid. If you've never played... No, we're not. Oh my god.
Not explicitly. It's gonna happen.
We're talking about...
Warnings.
We're talking about the series as a whole, not any specific game, but Other M is offensive on multiple levels, and I'm sure we're going to get into it, and I'm going to get angry.
And we will.
If you've never played Metroid, the summary according to Wikipedia is... Metroid is a science fiction action game franchise created by Nintendo. Metroid follows spacefaring bounty hunter Samus Aran, who protects the galaxy from the space pirates and their attempts to harness the power of the parasitic Metroid creatures.
Seems legit.
Yeah, no, totes. And full disclosure, I personally have never played Metroid.
Though you've seen me play it countless times.
Yeah.
I've seen you play like one.
And countless times.
Yeah.
In that I didn't bother to count. Yeah.
Out of all of us, Alex is kind of the Metroid super fan.
What?
True.
Just because I have a few shirts, a few figures, my Hangouts icon is literally, he's a Samus helmet.
Weird.
Sometimes I play Samus in Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
There you go. Pippin
Perfect.
is now confirmed Metroid super fan.
Oh, man.
I mean, all the fanfic, all the Metroid fanfic is just a Super Smash Bros. Crossover.
Hooray! There's that one Smash Brothers fan fiction that's like, God, probably the length of Infinite Jest at this point.
Yeah, it's like the longest fanfic
in history.
Yeah. Which is wild considering some of the other fanfic I've read.
Look, it's the dedicated few, Pippin. The dedicated, the committed.
The few, the proud, the nerds.
Haha.
We happy few.
We bandit brothers, yeah.
But I had something for it, but I lost it.
Well, anyway.
We band of shippers.
There we go.
There we go. I had to take a walk for that one, sorry.
So yeah, Metroid first came out, the very first Metroid came out in like 1986. She says, looking at the Wikipedia page.
Naturally.
And it came out on like the original NES.
Yep, the original Nintendo. It was a classic of the generation, and
yeah.
Not easy, but it was, even for a kid, beatable, which is commendable for games of that era.
Yeah.
Yeah, your side-scrolling platformer.
Collecting stuff along the way, slowly improving your character, hence being kind of one of the standard bearers of the genre of games that we all affectionately call Metroidvanias now.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Metroidvania specifically kind of refers to the genre of games that are Super Metroid and Castlevania, Symphony of the Night, like that like, if her like, sourcing and, the
ideal ones.
Yeah.
Well, really what it boils down to are platformer games, or 2D platformer games that involve collecting power-ups and stuff like that along the way, and you can fully explore however you want to.
And those abilities that you have act as, sort of keys to new, to new areas that were previously inaccessible.
Yeah. Although if you're clever, you can circumvent that stuff anyway. Haha, speedrunning.
Yeah.
Random tangent.
Yeah.
Speaking of getting an item that proves useful for the next bit. I remember one time, Dad was playing the Alice in Wonderland game where she's crazy.
Alice? American McGee's Alice?
Yes, American McGee's Alice. And he was having trouble with this one boss, and he couldn't figure out how to beat it. And it turned out, not to blast Dad on main, sorry Dad in advance, but it turned out that the key to beating the boss was to use the weapon he got during the level. Which was some, like, ice wand thing. And I could tell in that moment that while he enjoyed the game and enjoyed playing it, he was not a gamer. Because of course you use the weapon you got in the level to beat the boss of that level.
Well, here's the thing. That's like not relatively new, I mean, because it's been ages now since even that game. So of course the concept is still, is kind of like a classic concept now.
Yeah.
But like, there's this idea, at least in some classic games, where you just have like your sword and shield or whatever, and that's all you need to complete every challenge in the game. It's just the extra items are things that can help you. Modern games, it's like, yeah, you're exactly right. The weapon or item that you conveniently get in that level is used in that level, whereas some older games would be like, yeah, you got this special item here. It's not going to help you against the boss here, but maybe it'll help you against, I don't know, this Yeti boss later on. Hey, isn't that cool?
Yeah. That's why the tangent to Breath of the Wild, it was seen as a return to form.
Yeah, because you can beat it in any order.
Yeah.
And
you're not bound to it.
Yeah, and you get all of your, all the abilities you get in the game, you get in, like, the tutorial area. And, like,
yeah.
Like, the only thing you get now are, like, weapons that break.
Sounds way worse when you put it like that.
Guys, I broke the sword of ultimate good. Oh, crap.
Well, do you have a spare?
I picked up a
Actually,
stick.
I do.
I broke the sword of evil's bane, and now the merchant sells it. Weird.
We've gotten really off topic.
We have, but it's fun off topics here.
Yeah.
So on the topic of Metroid, at its core, you're playing as this bounty hunter, Samus, who, in the first game at least, you did not know until you basically beat the game in rapid order that Samus was female. Hey!
A woman the whole time. It's like a big shock.
At the time, it kind of was. The reel itself, where you beat the game quicker, it's like, and she wears a bikini. It's like, okay.
That's still terrible.
That's not as good.
Yeah. It's like, you took a big step, and then you stepped right back there. Wow.
Like a little half step back. I mean, come on. No. You don't need to do that.
Oh.
But, that's kind of an important thing. It's, hey, something at least, I guess.
It established a precedent.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I was asking you guys, last night, how many other video games are out there that feature a female protagonist where it isn't a, choose your gender at the start sort of thing? How many games are there where it's just a female protagonist?
Tomb Raider,
Beyond Good and Evil.
Like, there is a number of games, but there's clearly a
disparity going on.
Yeah.
Last of Us 2, hey.
I'm gonna do a whole stuff.
Sequel to The Last of Us 1, and also, and also kind of ruins, the character.
Well, anyway.
I'm not getting into that fight.
Yeah. I don't feel like getting into it. But yeah, you're right. And I think there's definitely room to have more improvement because, hey, it's a wide world out there. It's a big games market now. Let's just play with it. Like, we can play with characters. We can play with stories. It's okay. It's okay.
Is it?
It's gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. Where's Robin Williams in Good Will Hunting? We need him.
It's not your fault.
It's not your
fault.
Is this where I admit that I've never watched Good Will Hunting?
My God.
I know.
Neither have I, so,
Wow. I don't like these apples. See, I understand that reference.
I do get that joke, yeah.
Aha.
I also...
We get that joke, Bren, because we watched, Jay and Silent Bob, Strike Back, and it had a, Good Will Hunting reference. That's why we know, Bren.
It's also just a common...
Yeah.
Quote. I do know that they wrote the script, with the dialogue as if they talked to each other as good Boston boys. And that's how they ended up with 300 fucks that they had to cut out.
Boston boys.
Selfies.
Yeah.
We've gotten off topic again.
Right, back to Metroid.
Metroid. Space bounty hunters. Tell me more about that.
So the first game, it's a, NES class, a bit difficult to play now, because, it has aged.
And you're basically just exploring a planet, fighting evil aliens. That's about it.
Pew pew. I hear a lot about Ridley. Is Ridley in the first one?
Yeah.
Tell me more about Ridley then.
Ridley's a big space pterodactyl.
Fuck yeah, the best kind of pterodactyl.
I believe Ridley, killed Samus's parents for tragic backstory points or something like that. Am I misremembering that, Al?
Yeah, he did. It was I don't think it was ever actually said in game until Other M.
Ugh.
Or maybe it was in one of the handbooks. We don't know.
Yeah, it probably was in one of those splat books somewhere, just
And then it was, in a manga. That was,
hell yeah.
And that was that's the one that's kind of,
That's the best way to give important backstory. As an aside, in a questionably canonical, bit of ephemera.
I think Ridley himself, works with, space pirates and stuff like that, or the space pirates modified him or something like that.
He runs the space pirates sometimes. Then Mother Brain happens.
Mother Brain's gonna get you, little princess.
Wait, okay.
Bren right there was referencing the Commander N series.
Yes, I was.
Which is so very not canon.
Wait, okay,
it is totally canon.
Wait.
Another tangent? Yes.
Okay, alright. So she's a bounty hunter. Ridley may or may not be a space pirate. And also there's definitely a space pterodactyl.
Yes.
She was a space bounty hunter. He was a pterodactyl. He was a space pterodactyl. Can I make it any more obvious? Yes.
So, where does the Metroid fit?
Well, that's a little bit later on in the original Metroid game. In the meantime, Samus gets adopted by the Chozo, which are those aforementioned aliens that cause a whole lot of problems and attempt to solve them at the same time.
Space birds.
Space birds, yeah.
Like any parent, really.
Infuse Samus with some of their DNA, because why not infuse this adopted child with some of your alien DNA? See what happens.
Yeah. And then train her in their ancient and warrior arts.
Of course. And really, trying to raise a child like that. I mean, you just gotta infuse them with DNA and put on some of the warrior tapes in the background so you can finally get some work done at home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
especially since your species is dying.
Like you do.
That happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
And so she becomes this bounty hunter, and that's where you get the start of the first game here, where there's like reported like space pirate activity on planet Zebes, and shit goes down, I think.
Other M pronounces it Zebes, and like, alright, you might as well. Like,
why should I listen to anything other M has to say?
You might as well ruin everything.
Don't worry, it has weird pronunciations of everything.
I will find the avatar. Ong.
Oh, God.
And, in the course of Metroid, she kills a bunch of space pirates, kills a bunch of local flora and fauna, kills a bunch of the Metroids who are kind of just a space jellyfish that just drink up your energy.
They basically they're like vampiric jellyfish.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes them sound really cool.
Yeah, they don't drink your blood, they drink your energy.
Your very life essence.
Which is like, how does that scientifically work? Because we're ancient space birds who made these Metroids.
Wait,
and
the Chozo made the Metroids?
Yes.
And then the space pirates tried to modify them to be biological super weapons.
Never a good idea.
Never.
Well, how do we control all these Metroids? With the mother brain.
Huzzah.
If any plan you're making involves creating something called the mother brain, maybe don't.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Friends don't let friends.
Create mother brains. No.
Or Metroids. Here's the thing. In one of the lores somewhere, or I don't know if it was a book or, like, the Metroid in Chozo means warrior.
Huh.
Yep, that's the appropriate reaction. Oh, so Samus, this is also the Metroid.
This is not confusing whatsoever.
I mean, that's really close to being clever, but in a way I don't think they intended.
No. That's a throwaway line in one of the backstories somewhere. No, so you destroy the Metroids, you destroy Mother Brain. Then the GameCube game, Metroid 2, who happens.
You mean the SNES game?
Nope.
Or GameCube?
It was a GameCube.
Really?
No, not GameCube,
No.
Game Boy.
Game Boy. Okay. Jeez, I was really confused.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, GameCube is Metroid Prime, I know that.
Yeah, I skipped several consoles and a couple of generations right there. No. Game Boy happened in Metroid 2, where you're sent back to Zebes to destroy the remaining Metroids, who, surprise, surprise, it's when you first encountered them, were actually in their larval stage.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
They grow up to be even more of an Aliens ripoff. Also, huge shock to everyone. A space video game made in the 1980s turns out to have been influenced by one of the standout films of the 1980s.
When did they each come out?
They came out long enough for Ridley to be not a very subtle reference to Ripley or Ridley Scott.
I mean, yeah, that one's fairly obvious, I'll give you that.
Well played.
I guess.
And oh hey, a badass woman protagonist, as with this alien, and also a huge theme of isolation and this weird kind of claustrophobia.
But does Samus have a cat?
She might.
No.
We don't know. There might be a cat on that spaceship of hers that we never see.
She is a friend to the animals that she's not shooting.
Save the animals. AGDQ reference. Huzzah.
Alright, so Metroid 2 happens. You kill all the remaining Metroids, except
Yeah.
Except...
The last one that just happened to hatch in front of Samus and imprinted on her.
What?
the baby.
No.
That storyline started all the way back on the fucking Game Boy.
No. Fuck this whole thing.
It's worth it just to have Pippin. Like, you
this
can't,
is what you...
dear listeners, you can't tell in this audio format, but Pippin currently has like a little, feminist rage-o-meter underneath her portrait, and it's getting up higher. We're in the oranges.
You can tell that there weren't any women in that writer's room. What the fuck is with imprinting anyway? Why is this such a thing? Fuck all of this.
And it doesn't really make sense for the rest of the Metroids since they just, eat space pirates willy-nilly, and they weren't,
imprinting. No.
And you could argue that Mother Brain, was the one that they were imprinting on, but how? Why?
Biological experts, hit us up. Let us know if jellyfish imprint on things.
Well,
I mean, I legit follow someone on Twitter I could probably ask. But also I feel like I know the answer.
so yeah.
I bet the answer's no. And also, are you fucking kidding me?
Now, Samus could have just, this baby imprinted it on me. And it actually does go to her backstory of being an orphan and all that. And so she might have some moral qualms. But does she go off and raise this baby Metroid to be a useful, productive member of space society?
No, I'm guessing no.
No, she just hands it off to the first space lab she finds. Go and learn what useful things for society you can get from this. This totally won't make future feelings I have about this totally hypocritical.
Huzzah!
And so, not even a fucking week later.
I'm guessing the Space Forces are like, so, hey bro, wanna do, heinous scientific experiments?
You know I do.
Hell yeah! High five!
Like in the 80s, early 90s, freeze frame.
Yes. Oh, jumping freeze high five.
Yeah.
Because the freeze cannons in the room went off.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That I'm okay with.
Yeah. So on that space station, which is not called the anus ship because it's a shape like that.
What?
Hold on, let me show a picture of
This means we'll have to have a link to this picture in the show notes, Al. But go for it. Especially because it'll be funny, because then Kat will have zero context.
Huh. Am I wrong?
Looks like the flag from Community.
Yeah. But for some reason, it's not referred to as the anus ship.
It's the sphincter.
But I thought we call ships by what they look like in this game.
Not yet, Pippin. We'll get to Other M, your favorite game in the series.
I hate everything.
So
I'm full of wrath.
So, to the surprise of no one, the space pirates attacked that space station.
Say what?
Everything changed. Everything changed when the space pirates attacked.
Yeah. And immediately, kidnapped the baby Metroid.
Not the baby.
The baby.
Oh, no.
Samus doesn't need to have a bit of moral reflection about that through her careless actions kind of brought this on these poor innocent scientists.
Is this all my fault? No.
Yeah.
No, I'm awesome.
No
way
children who are out of touch.
No.
Yes.
It's the space pirates who are wrong.
I mean, yes, actually.
Yeah. But anyways, So she goes in pursuit and pretty much kills all of the space pirates Metro hits them Mother Brain again. But this time...
As one does.
This time on the SNES. It looks and plays fucking awesome.
Yeah. It's a good game.
It pretty much cements the visual style of
all the games to follow, really.
Yeah. It introduces Samus's ginormous shoulder pauldrons. Oh, wait, no. That was actually in Metroid 2. The shoulder pauldrons was the only way you could actually show that Samus's suit changed, because it was, it was a Game Boy, which was green on green. Well, darker green on lighter green. And so how do we show that her suit changed? By adding 2 extra pixels to her character model.
It's called being efficient.
Yeah. No, it really, Super Metroid really, showed off, atmospheric, gameplay.
I mean, right away, it starts off, with landing on this, rainy planet, if I remember right.
Yep, it's rainy, and, all the caves are dark and dank.
Yeah.
I'm totally, keeping track and keeping up. Which game are we talking about?
This is Super Metroid for the Super Nintendo
Entertainment System.
Are the graphics really that
SNES.
much better by that point?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, Pip, the SNES had Mode 7 graphics. This was a major selling point. But anyway, we don't have to talk about graphics. We're a storytelling podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, one could argue that graphics are an important part of storytelling.
Well, yes.
Because they inform the audience as to what's going on.
True.
But, not to knock on the original Metroid. Use the original NES's limited palette to, the best of its ability.
Yeah. It's kind of impressive when you look at the other games of that generation.
There might be a reason that Metroid is the one that made it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has some pretty large breaks in between titles, and there are reasons for that, unfortunately.
Anyway,
So yeah, Metro, then Super Metroid pretty much is pretty much the same, plays the same as Metroid 1, but better. One of the things that original Metroid does, or Super Metroid does, is that you walk through the ruins of where you fought Mother Brain in the first game.
Ooh.
It is a chef's kiss touch.
Nice trick if you can pull it off.
And they pulled it off. But no, in Super Metroid, you fight Ridley again, who's how are you alive? And players how are you still alive? And I don't know. It's gonna become a recurring thing in the rest of the games. And you're not gonna complain, because I'm the best thing there is.
Also, look, I have this armor patch on my shoulder indicating I have damage from the last time we fought, and I'm wearing glasses to indicate that time has passed.
So you gotta have the Millennium reference.
Of course.
Otherwise, who are we as people? Okay, so that's the original Nintendo and the Super Nintendo.
So now we go into the GameCube.
There's a long break.
A long break. We were on a break.
God, I'm also not getting into the Ross and Rachel we were on a break thing. Because you know what? They fucking were. So, no, they weren't.
So the GameCube had the Metroid Prime series, and I think chronologically, correct me if I'm wrong, I think they were actually between the original Metroid and the sequel that was on the Game Boy.
It is a weird chronology. I did not check back on it, because it does not make sense.
Wait, a video game chronology doesn't make sense?
Say what? Hey, let's talk about the fractured timelines of the Zelda series.
I still think I'm right about that. It is amazing the things you can get away with when you just go like, you know what? It was a folk process the whole time.
I mean, that makes more sense anyway.
Age of Calamity is coming out.
Age of Calamity is coming out, yeah.
I'm gonna cry.
But no, so Metroid Prime happens, and its canonicity is dubious because the original creator of Metroid says it isn't, but everyone says, but you made Other M, so what do you actually know?
Oh, he's lost. I don't trust him.
Yeah. Also curiously is that, the Metroid Prime series was made by a non-Japanese developer,
Western studio called Retro Studios based in Austin, Texas.
Yep. They did a good job.
Yeah. Like, to really, the prize of everyone, both themselves included, concern. I think the original person who ran Retro Studios was that one guy, like that one guy who, from like, I don't know, Activision or Acclaim or whatever, or the guy who made the Dude game.
The Dude game?
The Dude game.
No. I think he left Retro.
Like, he left Retro, I believe, but not before, or trying to run a porn site from Nintendo computers.
Oh no.
But somehow,
but I don't think he was like a lead or anything like that. I think he was just involved in the company.
Possibly. But somehow, despite that, they managed to turn out one of these standout games of the GameCube, which is impressive because, there aren't that many games on GameCube.
Oh, and it's the Guy game.
The Guy game, you're right.
It still means nothing to me.
I think a bad Girls Gone Wild with a bad trivia game together.
Ugh. But no, I know that for all intents and purposes, especially in this conversation, I'm a fucking casual. But when I think of Metroid, I do think of Metroid Prime.
'Cause it was really, really good. It was able to do that thing that Sonic the Hedgehog still hasn't been able to do. Which is...
Fuck you, Sonic.
Which is transition from a 2D...
platformer, yeah.
To the 3D space. By going like, you know what? Fuck it. First person.
Yep.
It really impressed.
Yeah. It played really well.
Also, like, you know what? Here's all the fucking lore in game.
Oh, yeah.
What? Having your story in game?
Yeah.
Instead of reading it in ephemera?
Yeah.
It's weird. I know.
You had the scan visor. You can scan the creatures that you're shooting. You can scan you can scan your pickups. You can scan the computers and scribbles on the wall.
Because that's what I want to do. Scan scribbles.
Yeah. It's like, and the shows of lore, it's like, we're very advanced scientific people, but we're also very spiritual people. This planet was our fucking spiritual retreat. Then a space cataclysm happened, and it's like, do we move out, or do we stay and seal it? They sealed the space cataclysm.
I mean, it always seems like a good idea at the time.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear your thoughts about how to contain space cataclysms. Thank you very much.
I mean, I try to avoid situations where I'm in a space cataclysm to begin with.
True. And then you fight the Metroid Prime, which people are still kind of like, is it actually a Metroid, or is it just some random doohickey? And it's like, well, it is able to absorb stuff, but it's a weird thing.
Big scary alien.
But you do get Phazon.
Hooray.
Which is
superpower weapon.
This is Space Scoop. That's super radioactive, but also gives you superpowers. Mutagen.
So, wait. So is Samus an X-Men?
Probably. I mean, even with just the DNA injection she got as a child, to recall.
She's Pip, she's a super soldier serum. She's a Captain America.
But like
Yeah, okay.
bird Captain America.
So Sam.
Yes.
She's...
See, Sam the Eagle.
No.
Glad you could all learn this today, everybody.
No, I mean, Sam from, Marvel. Like,
Oh,
Wait.
I was thinking the Muppets.
I just want to say before nerds come at me, I am aware that in order to be an X-Men mutant, it's a genetic thing, and what sounds like Samus is being experimented on was a post-birth thing, maybe more along the kind of Terrigen Mist, so maybe she's an Inhuman.
Shrug.
like, I'm just saying, super soldier.
She's probably more like a super soldier.
That's also, in an Iron Man suit.
I mean, I would love
yeah.
to see her and Tony Stark fight.
I think Samus would kick Tony Stark's ass. Just saying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Tony would love it.
So, yeah, Metroid Prime happens, at the end of the game, it tries to absorb Samus, but only gets the Phazon suit, cause somehow that works.
Magic.
And then Samus blows up the crater, and like, well, problem solved.
And actually, that's kind of like a step of restraint for her, because in Super Metroid, I believe she, like, destroys the entire friggin' planet, so...
She does.
Hey.
I like a girl who thinks that destroying a planet is a perfectly reasonable mode of action.
Hey.
It's the only way to be sure.
No. Mother Brain was, the support beam of an entire planet.
Oops.
The Mother Brain was a load-bearing boss.
Always gotta watch out for those. Like, contact your local, code authority to make sure your boss isn't supporting an entire planet. Super awkward, is all I'm saying.
Yeah. So, and if you beat the game, like, with 100% lore or really fast or both, I don't know, you get a secret ending where, a hand pops out of the face, out of the goop that was your enemy.
Dun dun dun!
A hand with an eye in it. Super creepy. Yeah. At the same time as Metroid Prime was, Metroid Fusion. Which is part of the canonical series. Where, and this one has Samus doing a monologue. Like, she monologues a lot in the elevators. And also, like, well, Samus, you got fucked up by a space parasite. So we had to remove your armor. So you're down to just the biological component of your spacesuit. Because her Chozo armor is, biomechanical.
Fair enough.
It makes her really real small.
Among other things, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we haven't talked about that enough, about how she turns into just a tiny little ball thing.
One of the lores in Metroid Prime was like, is space pirates going, and we're trying to figure out the morph ball technology. All it results in is horribly crunched up space pirates. No,
Is this a feature? Is this a bug?
Yeah. And in order to save Samus from the parasite, not only do they have to remove their armor, but they had to inject her with Metroid DNA.
Like you do!
Wait.
Yeah.
It kinda goes off the rails.
Is this still fusion, or is
Yeah.
this the actual backstory? Okay.
Fusion. So Samus does technically become a space vampire.
I mean, that's just cool. So we're in the timeline?
This is the last.
This is the last in the timeline. So do you want me to hold off on it until we get through the rest of the timeline, or do we want to go through release?
Well, I think we need to wrap up this section quickly here, because we are...
Okay. Metroid 2 happens. It's alright. Metroid 3 happens. Well, you can point and shoot with the Wiimote, and it's awesome. Story-wise, it's and it ends with you blowing up the planet, which is also a living planet.
It happens more often than you think.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate a woman that has multiple planet destructions on her belt.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a hero of the people.
Yeah. And during these two games, Dark Samus is constantly haunting, in good Samus by being, all, I'm like you, but my armor is darker. Ooh.
Hot.
Also, I kind of float. And she's an Echo Fighter in Super Smash Bros.
Hooray. And then there's Other M, you guys.
Other M happens.
Whew. Woof.
Basically, let me try to summarize Other M, having never played it and never intending to.
Yep.
Let's take this strong, powerful, morally flawed person who has 2 planets on her death count.
At that point,
And
at that point in the story, no planets on her under her belt.
The sort of person capable of having
Multiple planets.
Wait, actually, no. Actually, it's directly after Super Metroid, so 1 planet.
1, potential for 2. She's murdered 1 planet, she'll do it again. It's capable of doing that. Let's make her a mom.
Ooh.
Hooray.
Because that is what women are for.
But Pip, the baby.
The baby's
Fuck
on the bottle
baby.
ship.
Fuck all of that.
The baby's cry a distress signal, which makes it the most high severity distress signal. Even though you could just say high severity distress signal.
Full of hate and also rage.
And Pip. Do you know what Other M is?
What?
Do you get it? Do you get it? Other M? Just move that M a bit.
Fuck off.
What does that spell, Pip?
I don't want to talk about it.
What does it spell?
Fuck off.
Oh.
And Pip, guess who is back for this game?
Who?
You're not going to guess.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it the Chozo who adopted Samus?
No. Come on, Pip. She has a name.
Fuck you. Is it Mother Brain?
It is Mother Brain. But in the game, they just refer to her as MB.
Why?
'Cause in this game, instead of making Mother Brain a giant and scary brain with a spikes all coming out of it, they made an android in the shape of a young woman. And she doesn't know that she's an android or that she was previously Mother Brain. Until they tell her that she's an android and previously Mother Brain and try to lock her up. Yeah?
So yeah, this travesty of a video game happens, and maybe that's why it's another 6 years before Metroid games comes out. When there was like 1 a year for a while.
And people clamoring for them. We wanted Metroid games.
Yeah.
But you know what? We can't have a female protagonist without making her, a mother of some kind. Without, oh my god.
Yeah.
Because if you're not connected to a child in some fucking way, are you really a woman?
No.
And also there's a forced romantic subplot as well.
Because of course. You have to be defined by either a child or a partner. Women cannot exist as their own whole thing.
Here's the thing, Pip. The stuff with Adam Malkovich in that game reads, do I want to call him Daddy or do I want to call him Daddy?
No. And he commands complete obedience as well.
Yeah. She can't use the Variasuit capabilities unless he gives her the order to do so.
Fuck that. I do what I want. I destroy planets.
Yeah, you'd think.
Yeah.
But no.
Like, his initial orders, like, don't go, use your, power bombs, willy-nilly. We're on a space station. And like,
you could kill us all.
Like, that makes sense. But not being able to shoot her laser gun that can go through walls.
I thought you needed the extra challenge, Samus.
Like,
fuck that.
Like, you can't use your running ability, Samus.
You can't tell me what to do. Yeah, I demand that Samus be addressed as Samus Aran, Destroyer of Planets, from now on.
Fair enough.
I mean, I think when you destroy a world, you get the title Destroyer of Worlds. I mean, you earned it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's yours
It's a
now.
small club, especially for an individual. Hell yeah.
Yeah, with her and her can-do attitude.
Yeah. But Pip, there was a secret on the ball ship. They were making Metroids.
Dun dun dun.
Ice-resistant Metroids.
Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, we didn't cover it, but the Metroids are weak against ice. That's how you beat them in the original games. Go on.
Yeah. And so I was like, okay, I'll go to the sector where they are, and go fuck their shit up. And Almalk was just like, hold on a minute. I'm going to shoot you in the back with a rifle that somehow destabilizes your Chozo armor to prevent you from going into the sector to deal with this Metroids, so I can heroically sacrifice myself in your stead.
Fuck off, you don't get my heroic death.
And he doesn't even fucking kill all the Metroids with that. He just
useless.
He ejects the sector and then blows it up with him still inside. It's like, Samus could have just done that by herself. She could have gone in there, started up the ejection, and then gone out.
She has a spacesuit. It would have been easy.
Anything men can do, Samus can do better.
Pretty much, especially in this game series. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, and also Ridley's back.
And you're gonna be in trouble. Hey,
yeah. Ridley's back. But yeah, and Samus has a good 5 minutes of being too scared to move.
Destroyer of planets!
She's killed him before. And
yep.
And you're like,
once you've killed a space pterodactyl once, really, it's no big.
Now, you could be forgiven if you had showed that scene in, say, the first game, because, so he did kill her parents.
But after that first game, you killed the sucker who killed your parents. Afterwards, it's like playing your greatest hits. It's like, oh, I get to kill you again? Sweet.
Awesome, I had so much fun the first time.
Yeah.
To the pain, you say? Good.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then the game ends with, wherein you find the actual scientist that you were looking for, or, who was like Maria Branford or something. And like they were being clever with with initials.
Were they?
No.
No.
And you see, I'm the scientist who developed MB, Mother Brain, who's now has an actual name. And I was kind of like a mother figure to her, but then I kind of betrayed the expectation of being a mother to her. And so she went on a rampage, and all the bioweapons that we were developing in this ball ship, because they all see her as a mother, when she started rampaging, they all started rampaging. And because she's a mother, the Omega Metroid, which is a mother of Metroids, also started doing shit.
Bitches be crazy, am I right?
Mothers.
Mothers, am I right?
And you don't even get the satisfaction of putting down the rampaging android with this identity issue, who's cause then a bunch of the Space Marines show up to clean up the situation, and a Space Admiral's like, I'm gonna be be an asshole Space Admiral, and you can't do anything because I'm a Space Admiral.
Are you sure she's destroyed one going on 2 planets?
But you see, one of her buddies is like, actually, I recorded the entire thing. Do you want me here to reveal it to the Space News?
Not the Space News. Hey, wait a second. I have a gun. Blam. Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
The game takes a really dark turn at the very end. It's brilliant. It's worth it getting to the end.
So, at the end of the game, you don't even defeat Mother Brain. Some dudes do it. You don't even get out of space prison and by yourself. A man helps you out.
Let's talk about story changes. Because I think we need to get this taste out of our mouths now.
Man, sexism is a hell of a drug, you guys.
It truly is.
Because here's the thing.
Yeah.
If Other M was created by the same dude who did the original Metroid, and stuff in between was done by other people, then the sexism holds out. Because in the first game, it wasn't the fact that at the end, Samus is a girl, wasn't necessarily an empowering women thing. It was like, hey, at the end of this game, you can see a pixelated woman in a bikini.
Woo-hoo!
That becomes a weird reward thing.
Oh, yep. Oh, and it continues in the other games.
Yeah. Whereas, the other games by other people try to go like, hey, maybe this woman is a person. But then Other M happens, goes like, no. Let's
forget that. No.
Women aren't people. They're objects for men.
And mothers.
Yes. And I'm mad. Anyway, you all continue.
Like in a Zero Mission, another game, a remake of the first, while they're, or maybe it was Metroid Fusion. Either way, it introduces, Zero Suit Samus. One of their design notes was, no high heels underneath the suit, because that doesn't make sense.
It really doesn't.
Guess what Samus has when in Zero Suit in Other M.
And that's the one that's used for the stupid Metro for Smash.
Yeah.
She has heels.
Yeah.
And it makes no sense.
Nope.
And speaking as someone who actually does enjoy wearing high heels.
There's nothing wrong with Samus wearing high heels if she was, say, going to a gala.
She's
at the space vet.
I would pay the fuck out of that game.
Yeah, she has to go capture some people, because she is still a bounty hunter. So she has to go capture, some political guy at this space gala, and it's great.
Ooh,
just showing that she has the skills outside the suit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We can get, we can go all Iron Man 3 here. Yeah, who's the hero? The suit or the person? Ha!
Dibs on that being my story change, by the way.
Hold on, I need to do Space Bird Fu. What kind of martial art is that? It's one that requires you to have knees that go backwards, but you don't.
When you were raised by birds, it's amazing what's possible.
I mean, this is partly how she gets to form up into a ball.
Samus says, fuck you to physics. I destroyed 2 planets.
So I have a proposal here for how we can approach our story changes. It's, you get to have the reins on the Metroid series and make a game. What do you do? And we can maybe all agree that we just take Other M's story and toss it in a fire, or toss it in a planet that's about to be blown up by Samus.
Right. So since I already called dibs.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Clearly, because I'm not really a platformer person. And as I've said before, in this, I'm just a fucking casual.
Yes.
But what I do like is strong female, protagonists and women who can destroy not 1 but 2 planets. And also, I do in fact enjoy your high heels, and being femme.
Yeah. She can do both.
And yeah, just because she, is a badass bounty hunter who wears, armor and can turn into a ball does not mean that she does not and cannot have a feminine side. It's just that Other M was awful about it and did it wrong. So clearly what there needs to be is a more typical bounty hunting mission, where the Metroid that was stolen from the space station, that got destroyed way back when, I don't know.
Super Metroid?
Yeah.
From the Angus ship?
And yes. What happens is that one's gone on the black market, and is going to be sold.
Ooh.
And, Samus has issues around Metroids.
Yeah.
But also is a bounty hunter. So she's like, I can fucking do this. But this is not a, smash and grab mission.
She wishes it was.
Even though she wishes it was. She's great at those. If this mission can end with destroying a planet, even better. But she acknowledges different set of skills for this.
And most planets have, civilian populations.
I guess. So, this involves Samus going undercover or whatever in a, auction house. She's gonna grift her way through some shit, cause I love grifts.
Yep.
I didn't rewatch Levers recently, I don't know what you're talking about. And so she wears a dress. There are several weapons about her person.
Yep.
Does she assemble a heist team?
No, because she doesn't need one. She's a one-woman heist.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Samus can do by herself what some people need teams of 10 to do.
Ooh, I like that. That just seems like a line like some third-party observer will say.
Yeah.
Like when the bad guys finally like realize that like she's on the case, they're like, "Oh shit, you guys don't realize how screwed we are. She can do what a team of 10 can do by herself."
That's what weirds people out at first. It's why they can't plan properly around her, is because they're preparing for teams of, a team of, 5 to 10 people.
A platoon.
But it's really just her.
Yeah. So rather than a heist, it's more of a, bond.
Yeah, I suppose that's more correct.
It's if James Bond did a heist and looked awesome in heels.
Yeah, she's got a gun to her thigh. Her hair's in an updo. There's a weapon in the updo as well.
Oh, that'd be like that great, like, surprise reveal, like, cause you'll have like the get captured by the bad guys moment at one point, and they're like, of course you got a gun strapped to your leg, we know. And then that's when we reveal, like, oh yeah, she had a knife in her hair.
Razor blades.
Yes.
All up in it.
Also, this bracelet, it's actually a gun. How?
Chozo technology, bitches!
Yeah, she got Chozo. She herself can turn into a tiny little ball. All things are possible. And she can run in heels, because fuck you, that's why.
Yeah.
But just because she can does not mean she, would do so in her suit, because anyway, I'm gonna die mad about that.
Nice.
But yeah, that's what I would have fun doing.
Yeah.
And she'd be wearing a pale blue dress like her Zero suit is.
Nice.
With some purple accents, like her suit does.
Yeah.
Nice.
And if there's still written Chozo language or whatever, there's some embroidery down the side.
Ooh.
Of Chozo symbols.
Yeah.
Listen. I love dress up. I'm gonna put on a pretty dress after all of this.
Right.
Okay, so I'll go next. Following a similar thing, I want to tell a bit more of an origin story for Samus here. We can ride the story shortly after her family is killed by space pirates and a giant space pterodactyl. Very traumatizing. This happens like within like the first like opening sequence. Yeah, it's gonna be that type of opener. And in the process of this, she gets adopted by like some of the last Chozo, which are the super advanced bird species. Maybe her family was like really well regarded by this alien species, what have you. And here's the thing that I would play with here. In the original canon, quote unquote, whatever, they're like, the Chozo injected her with their DNA and gave her technology and all that. And I'm like, that seems morally dubious at best and kinda wrong for an adopted child and all that. So what I'm going with is in the time following her family's death, she's like a young child at that time, obviously dealing with shit, and the initial upbringing thing is more talking about like maybe what the philosophy of this species is, and they're not actually training her to be like outright a warrior at first. It's more like teaching her some of the kind of like PTSD coping mechanisms that the warrior caste of this species had, because there aren't any Chozo warriors left. They're a dying species. Maybe we can go into some of the mythology there.
Yeah.
And over the course of this, she kind of learns some of this like meditative stuff. It's very empowering and all that. And over the course of it, like this meditation, like it turns out like their meditation is also like kind of like martial artsy and all that. So she actually like gets like physical prowess. And it turns out she's getting really good at this. And
she enjoys it.
Yeah.
And like any teenager that has, you know, kind of maybe witnessed her parents be killed by a space pterodactyl, eventually she starts delving into some of the deeper mysteries of her adoptive family here, and discovers like, oh wait, these people, they happen to be like genetic super scientists and have amazing levels of technology. Oh, this is happening. And so this is kind of like, maybe over the course of the story here, we kind of establish she also happens to have like a very astute scientific mind, because I think her parents were like scientific researchers or something. And so I'm thinking the human Chozo hybrid DNA stuff is basically Samus doing the classic science fiction trope of experimenting on yourself.
Ooh,
because she learns that like there's like this awesome Chozo technology, but to use it, they have it like biologically keyed to their DNA or something. And she's like, well, I have a solution to this problem.
I see.
And
I see how this can, I didn't know, backfire.
Yeah. I'm thinking that in the process of doing all this, it kind of like hastens the decline of the Chozo and all that. And that's kind of what has her eventually go on and become a bounty hunter, is her kind of like going like, not only did I want to have revenge on my parents, but now I'm like, I gotta go and do good for this adoptive family.
Yeah.
And we could have like maybe like a similar like superhero trajectory going on here. But I'm liking the idea that she's actually scientifically minded, and maybe the additional suit modifications that happen later on aren't so much her like just conveniently discovering technology that perfectly adapts to her suit. It's like she's kind of like an Iron Man. She invents the suit and is like utilizing this alien species technology to her great benefit and eventual revenge, but we don't get to that until the proper game series itself. Maybe there can be like some other faction within the Space Pirates that she kind of takes out as her first bounty or something fun like that.
I am here for this.
So
I'm just imagining like kung fu training and all that. It'll be great.
I am here for scientist Samus.
So are you going to keep some of the aspects of how like Samus was kind of the Chozo's trump card if the Metroid thing didn't pan out? Because we learned in Fusion that the Chozo made the Metroid specifically to combat the space parasite, the X, which is kind of a zombie mixed with a mimic virus.
I mean, we could play into that, I'm sure. I think they didn't want to outright push for that. They see that, you know, maybe as okay, here's a way we could do it. She's doing like this scientific experimentation on her own, and upon discovering that she kind of did the hybrid experiment, super soldier serum, at least one of the Chozo people are like, hey, this could be useful, y'all. Let's actually show her how to use the technology.
What if?
Share the deeper secrets. All right, go on.
What if there was infighting among the Chozo over whether to do that or not?
Oh.
You know, do we do this? So she can tell that there's something going on.
Yeah.
And they're talking about her. she knows that they are. And that's what causes her to do the experiment. It's like, well, what's everyone talking about? Is it this thing?
Yeah.
And that's how she does it to herself and takes it out of their hands. And then everybody gets to have some guilt about secrets kept, and actions taken that maybe shouldn't have been.
Like, why were you hiding this from me? Because you're a child.
You're our child. You're not a weapon.
Like,
Aww.
Yeah! That's how you do fucking motherhood.
Ooh.
But then she's like, fuck it, I'm both.
At the end, yeah, but there can be some, bad feelings.
Oh yeah. Families are hard, y'all.
Yeah.
It's not a Norman Rockwell painting, especially because now we have space aliens and birds and all that, but still.
I think that's another reason why I'm mad at Other M, because there could be a story there.
Yeah, there, you can see the seeds of a good story.
They needed a female lead writer.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Because, like, I want to learn more about Samus's time in the Space Force. Because there was a time when she was a small child being raised by space birds, and then she was a full-grown bounty hunter or destroyer of worlds. Like, kind of want to see the time in between that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Space Forces have no idea about this, like, kind of 18-year-old fresh recruit who is kicking everyone's asses.
Yeah. But, like, well, you're certainly the best at what you do. Thank you. But you're also shit at following orders. Well,
Fuck you.
well, we're kind of a military. That's kind of our point. Well, fuck you. Are you, you're just going to leave, aren't you?
Yeah.
I just came here to expedite my bounty hunter license. Wow.
Wow.
I feel used. That's bad. Feels bad. Feels bad in my heart.
Feels real bad.
Feel it in my stomach. No, it's not good. Anyways.
And then sunglasses slide down over Samus's eyes and deal with it appears.
Yeah.
So yeah, Al. Follow that up. Go.
Yeah. So, I mentioned Metroid Fusion. And how, in the course of it, she gets injected with Metroid DNA. And kind of becomes a space vampire.
Woo!
And at the end of that game, it's kind of inferred that, like, after she defeats all the X, the Metroid DNA kind of ran its course, but that's, like, stupid. So
That's how DNA works.
That's not how that works. But it's really just saying that, they fixed, her, weakness to cold that she got acquired with the Metroid DNA.
Also, you can just wear layers.
Yeah, also, spacesuit. Like,
aren't we all weak to cold?
We are.
True.
Who hit us with an ice beam, we'd also die.
Way to go, Samus.
is-
You're like the rest of us.
I don't know.
That's how we were all Metroids in our hearts.
We were the Metroids all along. No,
It was always Metroids. Blam.
no, also at the end of that game, she crashes that unethical bioweapon and research facility into a planet. I'm very certain destroying it.
Yeah!
So she's free for free.
Good
Yeah,
work.
love it.
And so and the Space Force or Galactic Federation or whatever they're called weren't really happy about her doing that. She's on the lam, you guys.
Ooh.
She's on the lam and a space vampire.
Space vampire, space bounty hunter, space fugitive.
Yeah. So, you know what she has to do? She has to get out of Space Dodge. She has to go towards the uncivilized part of the galaxy.
She's going on space lamb.
She's going on the space lam. She's gonna have to pull a Mandalorian.
Oh no.
Ooh.
While also being a space vampire.
Oh no, do I ship Samus and the Mandalorian?
I know. Do they take the helmets off? No. The helmets
off.
The helmets stay on.
I mean, they have to. He can't take his off. I don't remember the circumstances in which he can.
It's just a way.
It is the way.
And Samus, like, I don't know. She probably has her reasons now.
I mean, does she have space fangs to go with her space vampirism?
She does now.
Yeah.
So yeah. And also, you know what comes as being a space vampire? You're now kind of space immortal. Oh man, that's weird.
Space immortality's a bitch.
Yeah.
It's true.
So, what I'm saying is, in this game, possibly, we are Samus, and we're just start taking on kind of these missions in a kind of non-linear sort of way. Like, taking space bounties. Like, which job do you want? Well, which ones you got? We have two. We have the one that, gets you dangerously close to Federation space, but will pay well. Or this one that's out in the boonies, is horrifically difficult, and pays shit. And like, And, but, as you start clearing more missions, and, eventually, there'll be, story mission. There'll be story missions because, and eventually you're like, wait a moment. I'm a space bounty hunter. I did it good. So that means there are people in the Federation who are bad. And what do bounty hunters do? They catch bad guys for money. So all I have to do is find whoever was running that space station and arrest them. What do you think, Adam, who's now in my spaceship because he's also on the lam from the Federation because you're supposed to be kept a secret? I say no. Then I'm saying I'm doing that.
Yeah!
Just taking actions to forever annoy the patronizing AI. Yeah.
I mean, that's where I live.
Yeah. Like, you know, Adam, I used to have a crush on you. What, really? No. Why do you have to say these things?
It's funny.
Because I can't actually slap you around in real life anymore.
So, yeah. That's my suggestion.
Oh, man.
So, let's see, we have heist, origin training film, and space vampire adventures.
Yeah. Like, Space Vampire Mandalorian.
Yes.
Hey?
You love to see it. And they don't have to necessarily be games. They could be, like, just stories in and of themselves.
Yeah. I may have cheated a little bit. I may have actually been using a fanfic that I've been writing that I can't currently find in my laptop.
You son of a...
Wow.
Hey.
How dare you, sir?
Hey. Just gotta do what I gotta do.
Alright. So we have our story changes here. We can assume that, Kat would have done a romantic comedy in which, Samus and Mother Brain were stuck in a cabin with only one bed.
Oh, Pip, yeah, you forgot to make it queer.
Listen, Samus is queer. I just didn't feel the need to go on about that.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, it's just what she is, you guys.
Alright.
So, I think we have time for a quick game here.
We always have time for a game. Like it's part of our structure.
I know. I was being facetious, Al.
Oh, I apologize. Anyways,
do y'all want to do Laundry Day?
You bet I do.
I think it's been ages since we've done Laundry Day.
Laundry Day is just a lot of fun. So I'm also still gonna go first.
Yeah.
Because for all that's called Laundry Day, we never ask ourselves what the characters are like on their laundry day. And I bring this up because that armor that Samus wears has to be cleaned.
It does.
And how much of a bitch must it be to clean, considering it goes into such a tiny little shape and has all these moving parts? And you know those pauldrons must gunk up sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, it is a 2-day process to clean that armor, and you know it.
Yeah. And then you have to oil it.
Yeah.
It's just... Ugh. And don't even get started on the nano machines.
Oh, God.
They have to go into a special chemical bath, you guys.
Oh my god. Ugh. And it smells.
Yeah. I figure all the gun parts, Samus takes part and cleans, every couple weeks at most. The whole armor, she puts off as long as possible. And every time it should be cleaned and she's putting it off, the voice of her adoptive Chozo mother is in the back of her head going, Samus, you should clean your armor.
I'm
Samus?
doing it, Mom.
No, you're not. I can see you. And eventually, it becomes a real voice of Adam.
You should listen to your mother, Samus.
You're not my real mom.
No, I'm an AI copy of the brainwave of your dead CEO.
Not helping.
Oh, man.
Right.
Yeah, that's mine.
Okay. Mine? You know what? Samus, she has a bounty hunter. She's probably got money to spare. She's one of the best. But she also comes with a lot of downtime. So, you know what she does? I think she, takes a class or two at the Space University.
Yeah.
Learn a new thing. Constantly improve yourself. She probably has enough credits to graduate, 3 times over by now, but she she has a stable profession.
Yep.
Actually, she already has a few doctorates.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. And one of the classes she's always taken is, Chozo studies.
She doesn't tell anybody.
No, she just sits in the back of the class, and you're just assuming she's quietly taking notes. But then, the first research paper, and the stuff she's turning in is all corrections of a professor's material.
With proper citing and all that, so you can't, correct it.
Yeah.
Or, object.
Yeah. And always a little note saying that, that copies of the SRB have been sent to research journals.
Oh, yeah.
One of the pressures is like, if you're going to keep on doing this, why don't you just tell us all of it? You're like, nah. Want to see how much you guys can get.
No, you're doing so good, sweetie. I'm proud of you.
And really, it's how the Chozo would have wanted this.
the memory of the Chozo in the back of her head, just, laughing.
Yeah, but no, actually, her main focus is xenobiology.
Yeah.
But it's like specifically focusing on how to like destroy alien planets. I don't know.
No, cause she does rescue the animals.
Oh, she does. That's canon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Destroyer of planets. Savior of puppies.
no.
Well, that's kind of funny. But I'll go to my laundry day. Are you ready, Al?
Go ahead.
So Samus, as we mentioned before, she has downtime, but she also has her own spaceship. I'm saying she has like this, beautiful, orange tabby cat that she adopted on one planet that she had a mission on ages ago.
Yeah.
And it just lives on the ship.
Nice.
Cause when she's not actively piloting it in her armor, you never know. She is like in the back, just lounging in PJs with her cat that maybe will, name it Ellen or something, just to have the full aliens references.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I'm just imagining that she just, goes back to the back of the ship, gets the cat out of its, danger crate or whatever, when I imagine between missions or, when it's mission time, she, takes the cat to a sitter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because maybe after the first time she had the cat on board with her, and when the ship crash lands on the planet, it's like, okay, no, we can't risk Ellen here. I'll take her to my one Space Forces friend to have her be watched over and pampered properly. And Samus gets the best cat food.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, and if she's just having like a good time, like between like low risk missions, cause she probably has a good gauge on like which missions are more likely to go completely, south. She'll just have the cat on board and takes care of it.
Yeah.
I'm imagining she probably has like a super low power setting on her, blaster arm that is just a laser pointer.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she gets like a little like thing from each planet she goes to specifically as a toy for her cat.
I am all about this.
And I'll have you know, I thought about having it be a dog, but dogs require a lot more attention. And I figured the cat would.
As demonstrated by Benji right now.
Yeah. Also just to have, again, another aliens reference, or alien rather, where the cat is present on the ship. And it's never actually in any danger. I imagine it is in danger, but,
The cat knows what's up.
Yeah. Why does this ship have chains? Who knows, but the cat is fascinated by it. But yeah, that's just me, is Samus has a cat and dotes on it a lot.
Oh.
As all tough bounty hunters should.
Yeah.
Alright, so...
I am here for this.
Alright, any other thoughts, you guys, before we wrap this up?
I think I've said all I can say.
Yeah. Well, there is one thing we can still have to say. The baby.
Fuck off.
All right. Before we go, does anyone have anything to plug?
I'll probably have an improv show next month.
Cool.
In November. By the time this episode comes out, I'll have already had a show on Saturday and a live masked up show on Monday. So, too late. Sorry, future people.
But the Zoom ones are all on YouTube, right?
Yeah. You can find them on the Arcade Comedy Theater's, YouTube page. Maybe I'll be in costume. It'll be a good one. Maybe it won't. Maybe just me putting something together last minute. You don't know. You don't know my life.
I mean, I do. We talked about it. And if you don't listen to my suggestions, you clearly don't love me anymore.
Wow.
Bren, are you just going to do the Indiana Jones one again?
No, I can't do that one. Not with justice, anyway.
Right. And Kat has her stories in,
all that, yeah. Go refer to that episode to get all that information.
Go to our website. She probably has one.
Yeah. We don't know what it is off the top of our heads, so.
Like good siblings.
Well, they'll be in the show notes. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. If we remember. Hey.
Listen, we can't make promises for future men.
As always, if you have an idea or prompt to submit, head on over to nostorysacred.com/submission. Follow us on Twitter at nostorysacred, or send an email through contact@nostorysacred.com. Your hosts have been Alex MacDonald, Brendan MacDonald, Pippin MacDonald, and Catherine Crichton. Editing for this episode, done by Brendan. Oh wait, Kat wasn't in this episode. Editing for this episode done by Brendan. Transcript done by Ashley Discosta. Art by Jay Wolf. Show notes and transcript are available at nostorysacred.com. Thanks for listening, everyone, and please rate, review, and subscribe to No Story Sacred. You can also visit our Patreon page to support the show and get neat rewards at patreon.com/nostorysacred. See you next time when this time, hopefully, we'll talk about my story, The Orphaned Light.
With any luck.
Kinda need all you got. It's for this one.
All hands on deck!
Woo! Until then, we're No Story Sacred, and any story can be changed. I'm Alex.
I'm Brendan.
And I'm Pippin.
And we're
No Story Sacred.
Sacred.